Silver fam. So we got a new one today. We're gonna do, uh, well, deviate a little bit off of silver, but what I wanted to do was, because I was thinking about it recently. My dad, he's been doing, buying a bunch of pennies, like coin roll hunting, to try to find wheat pennies. And I told him, I was like, yeah, maybe you'll find some wheat pennies, but are you looking for the copper ones? And he said no, and didn't really know much about it. So I told him, I said, yeah, man, you need to go through those pennies again because, in all honesty, the copper ones are worth more than the wheat pennies. Unless it's some rare date or mint mark. But anyway, so I just wanted to kind of share a few information real quick. This is from the U.S. Mint. Just kind of like compositions of the copper of the pennies throughout the years. Early on, 95% copper. Um, then it went down to 88%. Uh, the the 95% to 62. Then of course they made the steel penny during the wartime because they needed the copper, and that's why copper is such an interesting metal because it was used for long, long times as currency. In the colonial days, we had copper cents, obviously silver dimes, all the way up to gold. So it's always been part of the monetary system for a reason because there's so many uses for it, and it's such a valuable metal. And that was the reason that the United States Mint in '82, or I'm sorry, in '83, started making pennies mainly made of zinc. So or tin, sorry. And so anyway, it's just kind of it's another one of those metals to kind of look out for, especially to save. Real similar situation, I believe, ultimately could be um, than the silver and how that was in the 60s. And then everybody kind of started hoarding it. And then, 20 years later, it's worth significantly more. So, and plus, if you can get it for a penny right now, it's at about two and a half times its value of a penny. So it's about 2.5 cents per one copper penny that you keep. So that's not a bad return rate, So even if you've got a couple dollars worth, and now you got almost $3 worth, you got $10, then $25. So, once they allow you to melt them and everything, but when that day comes, just another little thing. So then in '62, let's just go to the main one. So the alloy remained 95% copper, um, 95% copper and 5% zinc until 1982. And then after that, it went to pretty much all zinc and a sliver of copper. So copper plated zinc. Um, so anything from 82 down to 59, because 58's wheat penny, generally people, the wheat pennies were also mostly copper, but I know, most people are going to save those. But you could also save those kind of in the future melt pile, if you will. But it'd be a good idea. Just wanted to make a short little deal, just about hey, look for those 82 and before, and if you don't find a wheat cent, maybe keep wheat cents just as kind of a cool collectible, and keep the other memorials as a as a future hopefully payday down the road. So because you got copper is used for all of our electronics, a lot of our just every it's kind of like silver. A lot of silver is used in the electrical components on our TVs, tablets, anything with electricity. Silver being such a good conductor of electricity is used, and copper's the same way. All the wiring, everything else, copper is the way to go and what they use. So both those metals are not gonna at any time be in less demand, and that's why I kind of think it's a good one to kind of get on now. So anyway, look for those 82s to 59s, and just stockpiling them up and go from there. Thanks, guys.